Welcome back to Team Beery's Coffee and One Thing, where we are caffeinated and motivated.
Yeah.
Today's featured coffee is...
Today's featured coffee is...
Or this month's, sorry.
Oh, that's right. This month. Episode 2 of September. Donut Shop. It's their regular. It comes in a recyclable K-Cup, responsibly sourced coffee, and it is Ken's favorite.
My hubby's.
Elaine's sweetheart.
That's the most important
Yes.
part of this podcast.
Absolutely.
Coffee part.
It's
Yes.
all about our loved ones.
I love coffee.
So
Oh, coffee.
last week we talked about picking a good title company and what's involved in title and all that they do for us.
Yes.
This week we're talking about closing fees and why those fees are important to both buyers and sellers, who pays what, and providing net sheets, which is what we do. Team
Yeah,
Beery
And
does.
it's all negotiable. So
Right.
so all of that really is negotiable.
Yes.
So when we say what typically somebody pays, I mean, you can negotiate.
Right, but knowledge
Definitely.
Yeah.
is power.
Knowledge is
So we
power.
try to make our clients as knowledgeable as possible.
That's our goal, right? That's what we want to do as Team Beery. That's one of our, what?
4 founding reasons
The
why we
founding
decided
fathers.
to do it.
We got
Yeah.
pillars.
We have pillars of
Team Beery has pillars.
there
I
it
didn't
is.
know that.
There it is.
Integrity,
Integrity,
knowledge,
and
fun. I don't know. I'm making them up as I go, folks.
It's all good. It's all good. But yeah,
Bright colors.
So and bright colors. We're all about the bright colors. So really, with knowledge is power. We do give
No,
a
it's
a net sheet to a buyer, to a seller. Do you guys do that on every transaction?
Yes.
Yes.
Every transaction.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's so important. When you're walking into probably the largest transaction that you're going to spend on whatever, like you really want to know the dollars and cents, right? And so to me,
Yes.
that's something that as in our core, we are going to keep you informed the whole way through.
Yes. Well, because for someone who's in a certain business, right, it's typical that you get comfortable. Things get familiar.
Right,
And you
right.
don't think about, even as simple as a pair of shoes, you're going to the shoe store, you don't think about this person doesn't buy a pair of shoes every day.
Right.
And so there are things that become mundane to someone who is working a business in it all of the time. You don't consider, this may not be something you know. Right. And that's why being informed about any decision is huge.
And given your choices, we'll walk you through all the different choices.
Well, it helps them make a better decision, both buyer
For
and seller.
them,
What's it going
yeah.
to cost me to buy this house, or what's it going to cost me to sell this house?
Right.
What am I going to net?
Because we're all
So-
about our clients.
Right.
Y'all are important.
Y'all are important. So what does a net sheet, like typically seller fees? What do we kind of typically see for seller fees?
Well, in Arizona, or I guess across the board, do you know any states where commission fees are split?
Not that I know of specifically. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
So traditionally, up to this point, things change in the future. Who knows? Sellers pay real estate commissions.
Right.
So they pay to have someone
To
help
have
them sell their
their
house.
Right.
And they pay the HOA disclosure
They always pay the
Yeah.
HOA disclosure. That's
and
a
their
true
portion
statement.
of the property taxes, which are prorated.
Right, and that's split depending on how many days you've owned the property
Right.
That year.
That's right.
in that current
Right.
year. Correct.
And title insurance, we found that out.
Last
Yes.
week.
So if you want to know more,
Because that's about as a seller saying, I am selling you this property and I am ensuring that it is
clear.
clear.
Yeah.
Free
Like
and
you are
clear
the
title.
new owner.
Right. Right.
It's almost like a guarantee.
In respect,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's warranted. That's
Warranted.
for sure. Yeah.
Thank you. That's the word
That's
I was
for
looking
sure.
for.
Yeah, yeah.
What are the buyer's fees?
So buyer's fees are obviously your lender fees because most people are going to get a loan. So
Right.
there's always a mix in there.
There may be some HOA fees, depending on the HOA.
Because HOA has kind of, going forward, anything forward is going to be the buyer, and anything in the past is the seller typically.
Right.
And sometimes there's the
Capital improvements.
capital improvement fee.
Right.
Which that fee goes into a fund, and the HOA uses that fund to make any major improvements that are needed
Improvements, right.
to the community.
Right. Maybe they're going to do a playground, or maybe they're going to do something like
Right.
that. Right.
Also, a prepaid HOA dues.
Right.
That's part of.
That's part of the buyers.
What
Credit
else?
report. I know that seems kind of crazy,
Oh,
but
yeah,
they do
if
have
you're
to pay
getting
for
a
a credit
loan.
report.
And they pull your credit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of those things that you forget
Like
about.
you forget about, like those are little tiny, like
Yeah.
nickel and diamond stuff, but it'll get you. Just if you're not in the state, mobile notary fees.
That's true.
That's-
If a notary,
that's
if you
usually a
need to meet a
thing.
notary or they need to come to your house,
Right. So with all that,
paying for the convenience.
Yeah.
that's easy. I mean, they're like really, and again, most of them are negotiable, but on the average, these are your buyer fees.
These are
And-
things you're going to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Did-
good to know.
Did we want to talk about wire fraud? That's up on the board. so-
Wire fraud would be probably good.
That's not a fee.
It's not a fee, but
Well,
it's something
I
that
just-
people should know about.
Right, to mention that, to be careful. So when you're providing your closing funds to the escrow company, title company, to know that there's a procedure because we
Make sure you're sending it to the right people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, the internet can be a
Because just
scary
because you're getting an
place.
email saying, here, send your funds this place, always call the title company and
Verify.
verify.
Right.
That's something we really
Right.
want to make
Yep.
sure people know.
Yeah. Across the board with any type of exchange.
Exactly.
Monetary
Just,
exchange.
double check. Can't hurt.
Other buyer's fees would be, and did we talk about inspection? They they
Inspection
would pay the
fees, but that's
inspection
not in
report.
That's not really
in
closing
but
fees.
but
No.
they
That's
do
outside
pay
of
it.
closing.
But they do pay it. You're
Yeah.
right. And it's something that I think they need to know out the gate.
Well,
Different
and
topics,
coming
right?
up, no, it's fine because coming up in a couple months, we're going to have an episode where we talk to a home inspector.
That's right.
Right.
And that'll stay tuned.
It'll be all fun.
information.
It'll be really cool. So let's talk about prorations because I know that can get kind of muddy. People don't understand
How to prorate?
taxes and your HOA stuff, and why is that important? Like a buyer owned the house, so they have to pay for those taxes all the way to the closing date.
Closing date.
Yeah.
Yep. So how do you do, so normally if I'm estimating a proration of taxes, I take the taxes, the yearly taxes, I divide it by 12, and then whatever month we're closing in, 30 days, half September. So say it's September, I divide the month by 30 days.
Right.
And then add up the days, if we're closing on the 16th, 1
Right.
through 16, the seller pays for those taxes. And then 17 through 30, the buyer pays, right? Is that how you do
Yeah,
it?
Yes.
she gets the prize.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we do.
I learned how to do that when I got my license.
Yeah.
and I figured
It's-
title's there to do that now.
Well,
on
and
them.
that's a good answer too, because
Math?
really, like you have to let the professional do it. But
That's
to have an estimate, I think it's really important to get as close as you can. And so,
Right.
Yeah, but
having that
you can look at the settlement statement and add the two numbers together, then double check what the taxes are
Right.
too.
Yeah.
right
And it's a guesstimate
Yes.
until you get to the
until the closing
table,
table,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. By, a little bit here and there.
Right. So that's all we've got for you.
It's good information.
Right. So are we?
Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining
Nice
us.
to see you.
I forgot I had to
see
do
ya.
the wrap up. Please be sure to like, share, or subscribe to us if you liked what you heard today. And if you know anybody who's buying or selling, please pick a very good team, or always pick a very good team. And next week, we're going to talk about earnest money. Earnest.
See y'all next week.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great week.